Hi and welcome to What's Not to Like, and today we're looking at Darien Apocalypse for the second time. First time I went through some of the background to the game and the thematic drive of the game. Today I don't spend too much time doing that. I want to try and give a feel of how the game plays, but in the same way I don't want to go through a whole barrel of rules, so I'm going to really try and press on and play it, explain as we go. If you don't get all the rules as we go, it's not going to be surprising. The rule book isn't very big, it's quite compact, but there's some subtle little rules which will make a difference to your understanding of the game, obviously, and you might not get it fully from what I'm showing you, but I'd rather we got on quickly and speedily and you got a feel of what I like about this game and why it works. Okay, so we're going to kick off. Blue player is going first and followed by red player, and blue player, this is the blue player's world. This is the red player's world, but everybody plays in all the world. Enough said, let's go. Right, the first card, turn it over, and this releases the horseman. And we have got war in the south, so that is the red world, is now out of action, can't be used, it's in chaos this turn. And at the same time we place in the shadow horseman. We'll come to those later. Pestilence is in the east, there's that world over there. So in the same way, shadow horseman goes into that world, can't use that world. Finally, famine is in the north, so this world is also out of action for this turn. I'll put that there. This means all our energies are concentrated on this world, and because of that, the first player gets 7 actions. Now he's the lead player, number 1. He gets rather more actions, and in fact, because of the fact that he is Patterson, he actually starts the game with a stored action, so he's now got 8 to use this turn, which is very helpful. All the other players, red player in this instance, get 4 actions only, but that's quite a lot. They'll be able to do quite a lot with that. So let's see how they're going to go. Right, blue player is going to embark, so he can take up to 2 of his Scots from here, place them on the boat, and that's embarking done. And the red player is also going to embark, takes 2 of his Scots, places them on the boat. Now, the blue player is going to sail the ship. I call it a boat, a ship, isn't it? It's a big vessel. Away we go. It sails the ship into the Caribbean, and it will land at the landing point, which is New Edinburgh in this instance. Red player doesn't need to sail the ship because the blue player's done it for him. Blue player now moves the Scots, so he's going to start landing. So the first one's going to go ashore, turns over the first textile. This is a harsh terrain. So what does that mean? Well, things can be built there, but it doesn't have any materials to help build it. Not so good. So he's going to turn over his next one. He's going to go to here. Well, that's not so great either. That is, it's not too bad actually, it's woody, so he gets 1 woodland. So when you get to that situation, you can't do much with 1 wood in that situation, so you do a little bit but not a huge amount. So he's going to pay 1 silver, and this allows him to move 1 Scot in that world and to explore another tile. So he's going to go to this one here. That's a little bit better. He's now got 2 woody areas, so he's got 2 areas, and this is revealed. Okay, so the red player is going to move his scouts. He's going to go 1 to here. Oh, that's not too good. And he's going to go 1 to here. You see they've got to move adjacent to it already. Oh, that's pretty poor. That is pretty poor. And he goes there. So he will pay 1 silver and scout another area and hope he gets lucky here. He needs something. No, that's a dreadful start for the red player. Well, this is what it's trying to represent, isn't it? A difficult world to be in. And this is what possibly the first Darien colonists found, that things didn't work out as expected. He's got no materials to build with here. I'll see if we can make something work. It's going to be hard work. Okay. So he could build, or he could move again. You can place 2 actions in any one of these action boxes. If he built, he'd be building something like a watchtower or a stockade. It's not terribly good. I think he's going to move the scouts again. We're going to move again. The Scots again, not the scouts. Oh my goodness me, it's another poor piece of terrain there. Let's go to here. Oh, it's another harsh terrain. I can't believe it. There's scout again. Come on. 4 silver back. My goodness me. This is a hard play. He's going to take a risk. He's going to go to here. Well, he's found another woody area. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great. So the red player he's going to move his scouts again. Can't do anything otherwise. Will he take a chance? No, I think he's going to go to here. There's one. Oh, that's better. We've got a camp. Camps are good. You can do things with a camp. And I think he will go onto the woody area there. May as well. It's sure that that's a good place. So, well, that's a pretty difficult start. We didn't expect to have to move twice, but carrying on. The blue player now is going to build. He doesn't have a lot of options, but he can build the mine. Now, let's see, the mine here has to be built in a harsh terrain, which is where it is, and it needs either a wood or a stone. So we've got the wood there to build it with, and as you see, this Scot comes off as we build it, goes back to the supply. There we go. He's built a mine. Good, that's useful. The last action for our red player, he's going to build the camp, because the camp is such a useful thing to have on. It gets built there, it's bound to be able to build, but it has to be built on this mixed terrain. So a little bit limited in that sense, but it gives you 1 stone and 1 wood. They will supply that, and you don't have to be on those, but in order to supply these a Scot has to be on them, but this building will supply automatically now. Right, now the blue player is going to build again, I think. Yeah. He's got now a wood, and he can buy a wood and a stone. So he's going to buy a wood and a stone. He pays that to the red player. Allows him 3 different materials. He could build a church or a chapel. I think he's going to build a chapel. This helps with prayer, which I'm sure we're going to need soon. So we'll take that off. So he's got 2 actions left. This is the advantage of that stored action. He's going to trade, and to trade, each building will generate 1 goods. So he gets 1 good for the chapel and 1 goods for the mine. And the mine is a dice roll. The special ability of the mine, you can roll the dice, 5 or 6. No. If he'd got a 5 or a 6, he'd have got an extra goods. He hasn't got it. And the last action, he's going to bring back the ship. So he can use his sail ships for the second time, sail it back to Scotland, and these goods automatically come into his supply there. That's the end of the first turn, or their actions, but now we look at what the horsemen do. So the horsemen are going to be doing a move up the track. I failed to record that on there, so I'm going to use a dice for a minute, and I'll replace the dice in a second. Here's the horseman position. The horsemen have got 1, 2, 3 shadows on, so it's going to move up 1, 2, 3 spaces on the track, revealing 2 catastrophes. The first catastrophe is a death. This will kill any Scot. If it went into this world, it would kill that Scot. So he's not going to put it there. He's going to place it over here. Nothing happening over there at the moment. And the second catastrophe is, it's another death. Oh, very nice. So he'll place it over here. Right. Leave that as it is. I'll explain that when we get to it in a minute. These come off. We'll return our action tokens to supply. And same over here. And that is the end of turn 1. There are 12 turns in the full game. At this point we'd move on turn marker to turn 2. But that hasn't been filled in yet, a little bit. So let's press on with turn 2. Let's keep the game rolling. Same procedure again. It's the red player's turn. Oof, another 3 horsemen come on. Blimey. Pestilence in the north. Place the pestilence marker. Shadow. death in the south. Oh, so the red zone world is out of commission again. And famine in the east. There we go. So lots of shadows on. This is going to be hard work. It's a good job we've got the chapel built. We're going to need that, I think. But the good news is we are in the same world again, so we can develop these things and try and make some impact on the rest of the board. Let's have a go. Red has got 7 actions this turn, and blue's got 4. You'll notice that the whoever is the lead player dictates the action, and the second player, all of the players, have to copy the action or pass. Right. So we're back to similar things. We tend to work left to right, especially in the early part of the game where things are a little bit more kind of governed as to what you're going to be doing. So he's going to load 2 up there. He's going to embark, put 2 men on. And we're going to sail the ship into the Caribbean. And Red is going to move his Scots first this time. So he's got the camp there. He can build, but only in areas not adjacent to other players. So if he starts going over here, he's going to have some limited build options. So I think I'm going to give himself plenty of options. We're just going to go 1 onto there, and we've got some options here. Let's go here. It's good to get as many of these. Oh my goodness me! It's good to get as many of these tiles revealed as possible, but not when they're that similar all the way through. But never mind. It does mean the other world will have possibly a stronger batch of materials to work with. Over to the blue player, down on the coast. Oh my goodness me, I don't think I've ever remembered so many coming out. There are 5 types of terrain, so it can't possibly be a complete world full of the same, but it's pretty full at the moment. That's a bit better. Rocky. Okay. Well, he moved his pioneers, moved his Scots. Now, Red is going to build and enhance. So if he enhances, he'll be paying a share out over there. Sorry, I didn't give these out. The blue player starts with 1 share, and the red player, second player, starts with 2 shares. So he could enhance that mine, or he could try and build something else. I think, under the circumstances, we really want to get some action going on these shadows, otherwise we're going to be in big trouble. So he's going to build something that can be useful here. So he's going to go for the harbour. Now the harbour is one of the guardian buildings. You'll see it's got a white horseman on there. So the pestilence horseman will be affected by this when we build it. The harbour must be built on the coast. When the harbour's built in that world, the good thing is the ship flips over. You can now put 12 Scots on there or 12 goods. So it's useful to get that done. The 2 actions left for the blue player. Now he's going to build the barn instead. And that goes onto there like that. So that is a black horseman. He's looking at those black shadows there. That will help possibly get rid of those black shadows. We don't know. We're giving it a go. It's worth a try. So he's built like that. I haven't mentioned, by the way, we should have moved our score on here for these players. It isn't essential, but it gives you an idea how many points this has got so far. So as you see, as we take these off, you see how many victory points these are worth at the end. So the blue player is now up to 12 points already. It seems a long way ahead of the horsemen, but believe me, they will come cantering up behind very quickly. And the red player is just on 3 at the moment, so we're there and there. And the horseman is on there and there. Right, so we've both built. I took the harbour off the wrong one, of course, being stupid there. That was a red harbour, wasn't it? It doesn't matter. There we go. Now, the red player, is going to build and enhance again. So he's still got his 2 shares. Now, what he's going to do, he's going to use the 2 shares to enhance the harbour. Costs 2 shares. The harbour, we take this token, we place it on the harbour, and we flip the harbour over to its reverse side where it's underlined there. And you'll see on here there's an extra symbol, and this means all 4 worlds can be affected by this guardian building. So we're starting to spread our influence across the map. Now that's going to be important because of those white horsemen on there. He scores another 4 points for doing that. So his score was 7, and now he gets another 4 points whenever you enhance, you double the value of the building. So that's gone up to there. Right, 2 left, so he's going to trade that one there. So he gets 1 for the camp, 1 good for the camp, goods for the camp. And an enhanced building always generates 2 goods, so he gets 2 goods for the camp. You'll notice it doesn't roll to try and get something off the mine, because the mine is in black type there, which means that only the blue player can use the mine. The blue player is now going to trade as well. This time he's getting 3 goods on board and rolls again for that mine. Come on, need that 5 or 6. Yes, gets it. Nicely done. And for the final action, he's going to sail the ship back, because we want to get some goods back into our supplies here to get ourselves some more power as the game progresses. Right, let's look at those horsemen now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the 2 catastrophes there makes a move of 8 for the horsemen. I think I moved the wrong dice. It was on 3. Hope we go to 11. See how it's catching up, and of course this reveals 2 more catastrophes, and these will be coming into play as well as the game progresses. Now these are going to place a catastrophe there. That's a white, shadow, because of the white shadow there, the pestilence that will prevent boats, or would sink boats. Oh, it's another death. I think I said it was famine before. It's death, and it goes on there. And again, that's not good news. Right, horsemen go back. Time for turn number 3, and I hope that by the end of that you'll have some idea how difficult this game is to win, and also though how much interaction there is, and kind of how it steams along in all sorts of interesting ways. So take these off. So both these players now, we're not playing it cooperatively as such. We're trying to win our own hands, but unless we get on top of this horseman position, we're going to be completely mullered. They will definitely scream round. So we have to start thinking to work together in some respect. So let's have a look at what we've got now. Well, we've got famine in the south. Famine comes here. You see the southern world is not doing at all well at the moment. It's chocker with bits and pieces, but we can concentrate again now on 3 worlds, and hopefully we can do something about the position over there. So blue has got just 5 actions, so we can work in more worlds. As you'll see in a minute, we're going to be able to do a lot more, but we've only got 5 actions and 2 actions respectively to impact these worlds, but we can work simultaneously on the world, so this is going to be a quite effective turn. Now the blue player would like very much to enhance his chapel, because he wants to pray, and the chapel is going to help him pray into those worlds to remove stuff. So the way he's going to do it is this. He's going to, first of all, he's going to play company business. And company business means you're going to sell, first of all your goods. So they go like this. That sells for 1, another 2 makes 3, another 3 makes 6, another 4 makes 10. 5 makes 15, another 5 makes 20. 20 silver. That triangular number system is going to be the one we see again and again and again. So I'm going to get out in 5 just to make it easy. So 5, 20 points there in silver. And now he's going to spend some of that. And he wants to get those shares. 1 share for 1, 2 shares for 3, 3 for 6. I think that's how many he's going to go for. 3 shares. 1, 2, 3. And now he's going to buy some more men. He's only got 2 there, so he's going to spend 10 silver to buy 4 more Scots ready for his next expeditions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, red player is going to do his company business. So he's going to go to there. He's not got as many. He's only got 6 goods, 6 points worth of goods, 6 silvers. But he's got quite a lot of silver in front of him. and now spend that. He certainly needs some shares. I think he's going to have to. He's going to need some money for praying. He's going to get 3 shares as well. 1, 2, 3. The shares are worth victory points at the end, so they are good value, but they're principally going to be used for buying the enhancements over there for the time being. He's got 4 men. I think it's, well, so it's worth buying 1, isn't it? I think we'll buy 2 for 3. Sometimes it's worth having 2 company businesses in the same turn, so you can stack up. You use less silver to buy the same amount. A little tip there for anybody playing. Right, we've got to there. The action. Next action is going to be, right, before we start sailing anything, so we're moving across this map now, we're going to pray. No, we're not. We're going to build and enhance. Because the chapel is going to be terrific to help us pray. So he's going to enhance the chapel. You can either enhance in a world or build in the world. And you could build in all the worlds, but unfortunately here we've got nothing, we've got no Scots on to build with, no materials. So we're still only in this world. It costs 3 shares to enhance that chapel. Underneath it goes, flip it over. And what the bigger impact of this is now, the impact of the chapel happens on all worlds, and it's going to add 3 to his dice roll. So absolutely, essentially get that going if you feel you're under pressure from the horsemen. You don't always have to go that route. Sometimes there aren't as many horsemen, and you can kind of do other things. But in this instance, we've gone for that straight away. We had the opportunity with plenty of materials because the camp was built. So he gets another 5 points for that because it's been enhanced. That's useful. The red player is not going to enhance or do anything at the moment. The question is, mistake there. Mistake. I should have got more shares, so that I could have enhanced the barn in another turn, but the opportunity's gone. Can't go backtracking. That's the nature of gameplay. Alright, mistake there. Could have done a little bit better. Never mind. Press on. Blue is going to use third action to pray. Right, now when you pray, you get, this is where I need that dice over there, right, so I'm going to mark it up with a red marker, red goods, okay, just leave that there. When you pray, you get 1 dice for each of the worlds that are active, so in this instance where you've got just one shadow coming, one horseman coming on, you've got real chance to up the ante in what you do. We've only got those few actions to do with. So you get all 3 dice. To get rid of this, we need a 6. Any of those, 1 for each one. It'd be nice to get rid of 3, wouldn't it? However, we get +3 on each dice because of the chapel. So now we only need 1, 2 or 3. So we've also got some money, and we can add this onto those into those worlds to help ourselves. So we're going to spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place that there, get 1 change. So you see why we needed the money. So we couldn't have had that, get extra share. This assures us of getting these off, because now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bound to get 1 on the dice, bound to remove 3 of these shadows. Here we go. There we are. Good job we put them on, because we've got the 1. We've got 3 shadows off. We're going to go for the 2 white ones. I'll show you why in a minute. We'll take those 3 off. Alright, so we'll put those there for a second. Whenever you take a shadow off, everybody rejoices. Get 1 share for the company. Useful stuff. 1, 2, 3. And now, in addition, because we've got this enhanced harbour, you remember I said this meant it could affect other worlds, we can go into that world and into that world, and by paying 1 silver, because it's somebody else's building, thank goodness he's got some silver left, he's able to move back 1, 2 for that horseman. It may not seem a lot, but in the course of the game it makes a big difference, especially if you can stop it getting to the next calamity. Hold those calamities in bay. You've got to work hard at it though. So 3 horsemen come off, they go back to there. Now, red player has a choice. He could decide to go and get the the horseman off, or he could save his action, try for something. I think he's going to go for the horseman. I think it's a good opportunity to really try and make a difference to this, because they're going to creep up otherwise. So he places that in prayer. He's already got the +3, so he'll put another. Oh, sorry, I didn't say this money. Unfortunately, this money, if you're successful, it disappears. If you fail, it does stay there, but it disappears in this instance. Well, he's not. He's going to take actually. 1, 2, 3. Take a chance on it. 3 dice. Got to roll at least 1 3, haven't you? Come on. There you are. Easy. Off it comes, and he gets a share for that, for his troubles. So it saved his money. Fairly easy way to benefit everybody. Oh, forgot to mention, he got a +1 on his dice as well for pennies, because he was bound to win his roll. Simple as that. Right, back to this. He's going to do this instead. Remember, he can store 1 action. Better take those off there. He can store 1 action at the end of his turn, so he's going to do that. Instead of this, he's going to now build again. He's going to build and enhance. He's got plenty of shares to do it with, and he's going to enhance that barn, so that if we get any more of these famine shadows on, we're going to be able to push the horseman back again there. There's the barn. Place it under here. Flip that over, and he's going to get another 4 points for that. It's very useful. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going along nicely over there. So he stores that action. Good. Everybody's ready to go next turn. Power out there. See how we get on. We've done 3 turns there, a quarter of the way through the game. So there's a lot of work to do in those worlds. Oh yes, a lot of work to do. Now, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It moves forward 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. This could be tricky. Well, it's a good job we didn't have those boats at sea, because he would have sunk one. We'll go here. Right, well, that concludes turn 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, a long way to go in that sense, but once you get cracking on this, you can really rattle through. I'm going to play it on, possibly, and possibly show you the end of the game in a few minutes' time. Thank you. So there we are, that's 3 turns done. Quite a way to go in the game, as you can see, and a lot of work to be done. But I may well get to play it, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So there we are, we've done 3 turns, 12 turns in all, so plenty of time to sort out these worlds in. We want to get as many of these hexes turned over, because that's going to make a difference to our final scoring, get our buildings built, and above all, keep those horsemen at bay.